Good evening, everybody. Hearty welcome to Extra Mile Education and Training. Well, today we have very important topic and a very special guest with us, Dr. Swaroop Datta. Since CBSE has introduced the new evaluation system for grade 12, the on-screen marking, and also has conducted a webcast, a workshop for all the educators, principals, teachers, and all, but still we are getting queries regarding the evaluation system and all. So I requested Dr. Swaroop Datta to throw some more lights on it, so that we can get clarity on how to proceed forth. We are not going to discuss the glitches that is happening now these days with the system, but we are going to, explain how the system will work and what we are supposed to do. So let's put our hands together to welcome Dr. Swaroop Datta. We will share a short video to introduce Dr. Datta. Hearty welcome once again to all the participants for joining this particular session. So here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome the distinguished resource person for today's session. Dr. Swaroop Datta, MSc B.Ed, BHMS, is a principal of Nav Valley School, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, and a master trainer for CBSE COEs across India. A visionary educator and corporate trainer with over 2 decades of experience. He holds the distinction of being the first school principal in India to earn a Master Black Belt in Lean Six Sigma. Dr. Datta is the founder of Mahasadaya and Bodhanasadaya School Complex and has trained more than 60,000 teachers and 15,000 corporate employees worldwide. An award-winning leader, prolific author of multiple educational book series, and an international speaker, he is widely recognized for integrating quality management practices into education. His mission is clear and inspiring: to provide international standard education, especially to rural India, through his initiative Best Careers book. Hearty welcome, Dr. Swaroop Datta. Please proceed. The stage is yours.
Sir, it is yours. Please carry on.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I'll just share my screen to start with. Just give me a moment for that. I hope my screen is visible to everyone now. So this is
pretty
the
visible.
topic, awesome OSM, that is on-screen marking. When we planned this program, we had a discussion that whether we should conduct this program at all or not, because CBSE came up with a webinar of Dr. Sanyam Bharadwaj on 13th. After that, they have released the link for the on-screen marking where the teachers have started practicing. It started from yesterday. And a lot of other videos are there on the YouTube, but I thought of, doing something still along with Abdul Salam sir, that we give some more inputs to the teachers so that with this single video, they can refer to it whenever they get stuck while correcting. And if we can add a few more pieces of information, it will be really helpful. So first of all, the name itself, awesome, OSM. This is really a great step by CBSE. Just like any other change, this change may have initial criticism, but then criticism is already very low. But I think this is one very, very progressive step that CBSE has taken. And what it is today in the beginning of the first pilot batch, and I can visualize this, what it's going to be after another 4 or 5 years. So let's move ahead with what it is already. So this is, was the structure of evaluation system. So the whole program starts with the exams are already being conducted. The papers have been sent to the regional offices. And there the system was that they used to remove the page where the roll numbers and the identity of the candidate was there, bundle it up and send to the nodal centers. These were called the nodal centers where the corrections were done. And in each city, there were one to multiple nodal centers depending on the strength of students appearing in that particular city, or a number of schools available in that particular city, rather. So this was the structure where AHE, the head examiner, was initially appointed, and after that the AHE, assistant head examiner, and below the assistant head examiners were evaluators. So all these lists were given by CBSE. And first, the head examiner selection was done, which came to the nodal center or the chief nodal supervisor. The mail used to come that this person has been selected as a head examiner for mathematics or head examiner for accountancy. And then a list of evaluators was also given along with that. And the head examiner used to contact all these evaluators to form the team of evaluation. And the next process was simple, that the evaluators were asked to go for a checking of a common paper, calibration was done, and the ones who are more experienced and the ones whose marking matched more with the head examiner were selected as assistant head examiners, and rest of the others were evaluators. So basically, there were a team of three AHEs and around 3 to 4 evaluators under each AHE. So number can be from 9 to 12. So these were the number of evaluators, and there was another team called AHE coordination. The purpose of the team was to add up the scores that the evaluators have marked. So double checking the scores and the total. Now you have to understand there were multiple levels of checking. This was done to ensure that there is no error at all. So what are the different levels? First is the evaluator. It itself used to be a level. Second is interchanging. Evaluator 1's sheet was checked by evaluator 2, and evaluator's 2 sheet was checked by evaluator 1. So cross correction, you can say that way. Then it was evaluator to AHE. So AHE used to check a few copies of evaluators as well. Then evaluator to head examiners. The head examiners themselves checked a few copies randomly. Evaluator to CNS. So this is though the CNS never used to check corrections of the answer scripts, but then CNS used to keep an overall supervision, and so evaluators were also answerable to the chief nodal supervisor, who is the center head of that evaluation center. Then AHE to head examiner, AHE to CNS, coordinator to AHE, coordinator to head examiner, coordinator to CNS, AHE coordination to HE, HE coordination to CNS, HE to CNS. Then it was compared at RO, and then if there is a problem or an outlier who didn't do it, it was identified. And the question is, why after so many steps there were mistakes? So this used to be a very, very comprehensive evaluation network that CBSE developed, and it's still going to be there with a little bit of change, and we are going to learn what type of changes are going to be there. One more target that I have for this particular session is, we don't intend to make it a very long session, because shorter the session is, it will be more convenient for people to refer to this video. So I'll show the slides, though there are around 80 odd slides, but I'll try to pass it on so fast that you will be able to understand what is there on the slide and come back to the slide whenever you want during your correction process. So evaluation scheme now, or schedule. On the first day, discussion and testing. So as we said, the team used to meet, and this is going to be still the process. The first day the team is going to meet under the head examiner, AHE. The CNS is going to talk with them. The head examiner is going to talk with them. The AHEs will be identified, and teams will be formed for each AHE. Then the entire evaluation, which used to be around 10 to 12 days, the target now has been reduced to 8 to 9 days. So this is because the start of digital mode of evaluation, where a lot of steps need not be done twice. For example, the coordination, the correction or addition of total is no more required. So obviously the number of days that will be required is reduced now. It will be 8 to 9 days max for one subject. And the last day, uploading and summing up. So again, the meeting will be required in the last day for the team to upload and sum up the entire process. So what are the benefits of evaluation in digital mode? First is no totaling, posting and uploading errors. That's what we have already heard from Sanam Bhardwaj, that since it is auto totaling to be done, it's like using a totaling software where there's no scope of any error at all. So you need not manually count it. Again, uploading errors will not be there because it will be auto-uploaded. You're not manually uploading it anymore. So if you see the AHE coordination, who used to do all these things of manually uploading things, this will not be required. The software will take care of it. Number two, automated coordination reduces human intervention and teachers required in schools. So, as the coordination team is no more required, the way it was required earlier, the number of teachers required from the same school will be less, and so the school can depute those teachers in the normal teaching learning periods of their schools. Number three is faster evaluation with wider teacher participation. Now, why wider? The first problem that used to be there is, let's say the school is located, the nodal center is located uh, 25 kilometers away or 30 kilometers away. Many of the schools or the evaluators, they were very reluctant to come and participate in these evaluation processes. And it used to be a very, very uphill task for the head examiner and the CNS to get in touch with those principals and convince them to send the teachers for the evaluation. And especially the lady teachers and the ones who are physically not so healthy, they used to refuse straight away. So a lot of reasons were there. So if there is some treatment going on, some hospitalization was required. So these were reasons that the person cannot come to the evaluation center. But with this digital evaluation now, the teacher can evaluate from their respective schools. So this is one big advantage. The teacher need not travel to the evaluation center every day. So faster evaluation and more participation. So now the number of teachers who are participating in the evaluation can be much more. The schools which never used to participate, now they can be asked to participate straight away. Reduces the day of evaluation, as I said, from 12 to 9. Number five, teachers of wider school, including abroad, will be involved. Now, some of the digital, because it's a digital correction now, these notebooks, let's say a notebook of Tiruvananthapuram, can easily be sent to a teacher in Dubai. So this can be done, because now physical correction is not happening. The scanned copies can be sent in any part of the world where CBSE schools are located, and even the teachers who are located outside India will be able to participate in the evaluation process of Indian schools. Saving in transportation time and cost both ways, not only for the teachers who are coming for evaluation, but the board used to send a vehicle to first drop the question paper answer sheets to the school, then collect it back, and the van used to move from one location to another. It used to be a very time-taking process, so that fuel cost can definitely be saved. No verification of marks after results, saving of time. Teacher will no longer be required, they will take classes. So if you remember, which is still going to be the case in class 10th this year, that after the exam is over, verification of marks, Xerox copies of the answer script, these were asked for. And of course, the CBSE backend team used to provide it, but evaluators were again needed to re-evaluate the already evaluated answer sheets. Now, with this system coming in, there will be no such requirement. So any teacher from any school will not be asked to come and re-evaluate again, because this is taken care of by the digital process. So again, less number of man hours will be required by a teacher. Number eight, opportunity to more schools and teachers, their skills will sharpen. So now CBSE has taken this decision that if a school is sponsoring candidates for the board exam, in that school, the teacher should be able to evaluate those many answer scripts. For example, if from my school, I sponsor 150 students in class 12. So ideally, I should be able to give those many evaluators from my school to correct these 150 notebooks of different subjects. So depending on that, maybe two, maybe three from each school will be made mandatory, and the schools will be requested to participate in that way. Now, here is a small instruction, I would say, light that I want to throw on something very important. Now, the way the evaluators are being selected will be based on the previous examinations data. So if you find in your school there is a teacher who has been overlooked, or maybe a teacher whose name has been picked up by CBSE because you have uploaded the data based on OSS. And when we do OSS data, we do not specify it is 11th or 12th. And many of the schools have this system that some teachers teach only in 11th, they do not teach in 12th. So these teachers' names also at times come because they pick up the data from OSS. Now, what you need to do is uh, you can get in touch with your regional office, but regional office will obviously share a form, Google form, the head examiners, and they will be allowed to replace the evaluators uh, as they feel. No? So some teachers who are not teaching in 11th and 12th, maybe some names have been randomly given by the school erroneously that these teachers don't even teach 11th and 12th, they teach in lower classes, or some teachers teach only 11th, their names can be replaced by the ones that you want. So this can be done through a Google form, and this recommendation can be sent to the board. And any teacher being overlooked, maybe a teacher has joined from another school of any other district. So maybe that data is not figuring with CBSE right now. You can also use these teachers by talking to them directly and put them in the evaluation duty. Now, what changes in responsibilities of evaluation team? Basically, no change. More time for evaluation. More time for evaluation. Why? Because you will get the entire duration of time that you are spending on evaluation only for evaluation. Sanayam sir has very clearly told that teachers who are going for evaluation, they should not be partially used for schoolwork. Now, just because the on-screen evaluation allows the teacher to be in the school, the principal or the vice principal cannot tell that, you take these three lessons and come back and do the remaining evaluation after that. This is not acceptable, and schools are very strictly instructed that please do not do it. Let the evaluator, even if he is in his own school, do the evaluation 100% time that he or she has, not to use the teacher in any other work. And this is going to be less stressful because if you're able to do it from your own school at your own convenience, obviously the stress will be less. I have seen how much stress the teachers feel when they travel from one location to another and go to another center school. So availability of question paper and marking scheme, it's very clearly told that both the digitally and hard copy, it will be available. So it's not like you have to see the entire question paper digitally, you have to scroll. Some people are not very good in reading, digital on-screen data. So they would like to have something near the hand, a printout. So both the things will be provided, both the marking scheme and the question paper, they will be in hard copy. Only the answer script will be in soft copy. Now, benefits of digital evaluation is close monitoring of the quality of evaluation. Now, this means what? Close monitoring of the quality of evaluation is the system is keeping a watch on the evaluator. So when the evaluator is evaluating, the system is checking how much time the evaluator is taking. Now, for example, if it's seen the evaluator is blindly putting a tick over there and very fast, even the actual reading time that should be used for reading a question, that is not being spent, and the teacher is just putting the marks over there very fast, going from next question to next and next, and the evaluation is done in very quick time, which is unreasonably quick. That will be observed by the system, and it can be found out that there is unfair evaluation, and it can definitely be taken care of by the AHE or the head examiner or the CNS. So any of these people can intervene and tell the evaluator not to do so. How the schools will be monitored? So teachers will be relieved or not by the school. This also will be monitored because now it's very digital and everything will be available on a digital mode. So how many evaluators and what is the data of those evaluators, which school they are from. So all these things will be there in digital mode. If teachers are not relieved by the school, there will be no result of the school. So some schools, if they're not relieving, you don't need to argue with those schools principals trying to convince them. You can simply write a mail to the regional office mentioning that this school is not participating or willing to send their teachers for evaluation. They will do the needful. So you need not sour your relationship with your neighborhood school by arguing with them. It's not required at all. You just report it. In fact, in my past, I have reported about certain schools in my district which were not willing to send evaluators, and immediately CBSE called those schools up, and after that, the evaluators were released. So reduce the stress for the center, nodal center as well. Just don't need to work too hard or try too hard. Report it to the right authorities. And as I said, it's a full-time evaluation, so do not use the evaluators for any other duty. So how evaluation will be monitored? So how much time given to each answer book will be checked? Mistakes committed in the evaluation will be checked. How many answer books are rechecked by HE and AHE? So that is also very important. In the manual mode, this required a lot of monitoring or screening to find out which are the notebooks the HE actually checked, which are the notebooks the AHE actually checked. Did they check the notebooks or just put a signature over there? That couldn't be found out. Now with this mode, we can find out that did the HE or the HE really spend some time on the answer book and really did something or not. So that's again a sort of supervision of the work of the head examiner and the assistant head examiner as well, to ensure that correction is happening in the proper way. Then how many mistakes were committed and identified? This also can be found out. So mistakes committed by the evaluator and identified by the assistant head examiner or the head examiner. Number five, number of teachers participated from each school will be found out, and attendance of evaluation team is again auto marked. It's not like a jugaad technology that happens in many of the centers, that I'm not coming tomorrow. I'll come and complete it day after tomorrow. So these things won't work. Everything now will be digitally stamped. So if you're not evaluating on a particular day, that day will go as blank, that you have not done it. So what will change in digital evaluation in 2025? Answer book on desk, and 26 answer book on screen. And as Sanyam sir very rightly said, instead of the pen in hand, the mouse in hand will be there. So shifting from pen to mouse, rest remains same. Now, before this decision was made, a lot of steps were taken care of. So lessons from the past, understanding the system, redesigning of the system, dry run, identification of problem, feedback of stakeholders. So pilot batches were run in and around New Delhi and a few other schools. Updation of the systems were checked. Global test of the system was done from different parts of the globe or world simultaneously when it is happening. What was the result of that? Synchronizing the system and policies across all the nodes or computers of different schools, safety and security of the system, comfort of the stakeholders, reduce load on evaluation team, and what is the need for the future. So all these things were kept in mind, and thus the decision was taken. And after the decision was taken, now what? Making stakeholders aware about the webinar Dr. Sanyam Bharadwaj took, and the webinar that we are attending right now from Extra Mile. So these webinars are there to spread the awareness. Ready for login. Several sessions for teachers to log in will be given. So CBSE has issued a circular that from 16th of Feb, login IDs were supposed to be passed on. But I think most of the schools did not receive it on 16th. It came late evening of 16th, and they were able to log in on 17th and 18th. In fact, my school teachers were able to log in on 18th, and after logging in, they were able to familiarize themselves with the digital evaluation system. Now there will be videos on each step. Already a video has been released, which is of approximately, I think, around 7 to 8 minutes video has already been released. You can refer to that video also. Standard operating procedures for all in form of a guideline has been published. So when you log in, you will get that guideline on your screen. You can download it and refer to it. The feedback mechanism is working. They have given a number where you can contact to let them know what exactly is working or what is not working. And with experience, we move ahead. And there will be a dedicated call center that CBSE has declared. And I sincerely hope that this call center is manned by people who can really resolve the queries of the schools. Because during the lockdown in the moderation process, we found many of the schools were not able to get proper help from these call centers, and the agents who were receiving the calls, they had limited amount of knowledge. So I hope this time CBSE will be better prepared, that these call centers will be able to answer most of the queries that will be raised by the schools. So before actual evaluation, the first day will be dedicated for discussion on marking scheme. So this will be a physical meeting in the nodal center, that is a correction center. So the head examiner will explain the marking scheme to everyone. Mock evaluation to eliminate variation, if any. So if there is a variation of correction, that will be eradicated or removed by the head examiner and AHEs, so that everyone is on the same page, and actual familiarization with the system. Because when you log in, right now the link that you are getting to log in and check, these are all dummy links. These links are not the actual ones. So when you correct, the correction, real correction starts, That will be the actual login ID and password. And when you log in, though the interface will look the same, but then you will be doing real-time evaluation on a real-time server. So that has to be done with proper care on the first day. So evaluation hierarchy, if you see right now, the coordination team has been done away with. So there's no HE coordination. So HE1, HE2, and HE3. And under each HE, there are 3 evaluators. So what is 11, 12, 13? It's not 11, 12, 13. It's HE1, evaluator 1, HE1, evaluator 2, HE1, evaluator 3. Similarly, HE2, evaluator 1, and so on. So basically 3 assistant head examiners, and under each assistant head examiner, 3 evaluators. So how many people are required in this evaluation of a subject? Let's say maths. So maths paper is, let's say, coming to your school on a digital mode. You will need 9 evaluators, 3 AHEs. So 9 plus 3, 12, and 12 plus 1, 13. So if you have a team of 13, your team is complete. And you can have 1 or 2 spare people just in case someone drops out at the 11th hour. Make sure that you keep them ready, because many of the times we have seen that on the D-Day, on the day of the correction, some of them drop out for some reason, unavoidable reason, or even if the evaluation has started and then someone needs to drop out. So that has to be, taken care of by some reserve people who are ready to come and evaluate as a backup team. So as I said, there will be no change, and both digital and hard copy will be available. Mapping of the marking scheme. So question number, total marks, and stepwise mark. Again, it's a dummy. I don't think any question has 7 marks in CBSE, but just for an example, it is given over here that question number 2A has, let's say, 7 marks. Step 1 has 1 mark. Step 2 has 3 marks. Step 3 has 3 marks. So all these 3 added together will be 7 marks, and so on. There's also a provision kept for alternative solution. So in case there are, the child has solved the answer not using these 3 conventional steps that CBSE has told, but let's say in 2 steps, and the examiner finds that it is good enough. So instead of going by this conventional method, you can go for the alternate solution where step 1 of 1 mark can be given, and in step 2, 2 to 5 marks can be given, and it can be wrapped up. Now, this is how the interface looks like. This is the link that has come from the board, https://cbseonmark.co.in, CBSE eval web hash, and this is, I've taken the link from the dashboard. So it's dashboard written over here. Otherwise, CBSE eval web will be the link. You punch in it in the address bar, and this page opens up. These are 2 different screenshots. On the first, you have to write your user ID that will be shared with the board, by the board. The password will be shared, which you are expected to change. Then your school number, which is the number that starts with, not the affiliation number. For example, in my school, it's like 30013 is my school code. Your school code will be similar depending on the state that you are in. And then the evaluator's date of birth in DD, MMDD, YY format. So if you see over here, month comes first and day comes second. So make that point clear. And then you click on send OTP. It is not going to your mobile number simply because mobiles may or may not be allowed in the evaluation center, though Sanyam sir very clearly said that even if mobiles are there while evaluating, it's not a big deal. Nothing much can be done using the mobile, but advisable that you keep it in silent mode so that it's not a distraction. So OTP will not come on mobile. OTP will be coming on the screen itself, just like the way one you see right now. And this OTP you enter and you can log in. So once you log in, you will have this home page. The home page looks different, and I've just clicked on so home page will have all the tabs and general instructions will be there. Now on the left hand side, if you see, these are the tabs that you need to use. So here, if you see over here, the username, for example, it was Dr. Sanyam Bharadwaj's ID. So Dr. Sanyam Bharadwaj is written over here. And contact HE or HE, yellow flag or red flag is given over here. In case they're online, it can be a green flag as well. Or, you can just check. I'm not sure whether it's going to be a green flag, but In case there is some doubt or you need clarification, you have to be asked to contact the HE or AHE. Now, in the main subject, what you see over here, you have a user ID. Now, user ID is going to be an indicator that whether it's a evaluator user ID, it's a HE user ID, or it's a head examiner user ID. Evaluator user ID will start with E, HE user ID will start with A, and head examiner evaluator ID will start with H. So now the serial number will be there, the subject code of the paper, the subject name, how many papers are available for evaluation. Available means what? How many have been assigned to this evaluator. So assigning, who is assigning? Assignment will be done by the system because the head examiner will be assigning AHEs to evaluators, and evaluators will also be assigned to AHEs. So that part will be done by the head examiner. I have a few screenshots at the end of towards the end, I'll show you how it will look like. But right now we are purely looking at from an evaluator's point of view. So 19 are available for me as an evaluator. There's a start button over there. How many I've completed, how many I've rejected, and how many unfair mean cases I've reported is given. But I can understand very clearly the UFM 3 is a very sporadic figure because of a test case. They must have generated those amount of UFM cases, but I don't think in real scenario you get those many UFM cases. Rejected also will be very rare unless and until pages are missing and something is grossly wrong with the answer paper, you do not reject it. So even at the top, it's showing over here, total evaluation completed and today evaluation completed. So it keeps a record and track of what is happening. Next, this is the profile. This profile has to be created by the evaluator soon after receiving the user ID and password. And it includes the mobile number, the email ID, the bank, the IFSC code, bank account number. Please make sure that you do not make errors in this, because if you make error in that, the hard work that you're doing, the money will not come to your account properly, and it will be again a long process to get your remuneration into your bank. So better spend some good amount of time on this particular page so that your money can be credited to you seamlessly. And there's a verify sort of a tab over here next to the IFSC button as well. Often people make mistake with the zeros of the IFSC code. So here, make sure that you use the verify button also to check that you have punched in the right IFSC code and your bank name is correctly being saved. And bank address appears over here. Check the bank address also at the bottom. So next, after that, this entire thing is complete. So it looks like this, and all fields are mandatory as you have been told over here in red. And then you can just update it. In case you want to change something, you change and then update it. Now, this is the main assessment tab. Now, before I go into this, I'll pause for a second and just check on the screen if there is any question, or if there's a question, I think the hosts can let me know when I pause. I don't think there's any question as of now.
Questions like, so there are so many glitches and all, that is okay. But questions like, whether how the HE and AH are selected, whether the school principal will automatically become the HE or AHE, and whether it can be done from home. Such questions are there in the chat box.
Okay, fine. I just know I'm not in the chat box. I have to see one. Yeah, chat box. I've got it. Chat box. Okay. Yeah. So if they're asking how the AHE will be selected, this is a very important question. And I think here, see, the first thing is the head examiner is selected by the board based on seniority that they find in the OSS portal. So the most senior person of that locality will be selected as a head examiner. And then whoever is the chief nodal supervisor, the chief nodal supervisor at times is, informed that these are the head examiners. If the CNS feels that there is some problem with any of the ATs, is not available or not competent enough to be a head examiner, the CNS can give the feedback to the board, and board can select a different head examiner based on the feedback of CNS and also their own verification methods. So after the head examiner is selected, list of evaluators is sent to the head examiner and also to the CNS school. That is the principal of the nodal center, who is the chief nodal supervisor. So when the list of evaluators come, these are not anywhere, it's not marked AHE. AHE will be decided by the head examiner. How it is to be decided? They call the evaluators on the day one, marking scheme explained, and then one answer script, dummy answer script, or no, maybe a real, in physical mode, it was a real answer script. They used to take Xerox, 11 Xerox or 12 Xeroxes were taken, and everyone evaluated that answer script based on the marking scheme discussed. And after that, it was seen what is the score that is given by the head examiner and who are the other evaluators whose scores are very near to the head examiner. So that is one parameter only. It's not the sole criterion. So apart from that, the second criterion is the seniority of the person who is an evaluator. So if it's a senior person whose evaluation is also very closely, sort of matching with the head examiner's evaluation, head examiner is the one who selects it. And this prerogative is with the head examiner, and the head examiner may consult the chief nodal supervisor as well. So this is the entire process. So here are some evaluators, they try to push their cases that make me the AHE. These things are to be avoided because unnecessarily putting a pressure on the head examiner is not desirable. Let the head examiner decide in a proper way who is going to be the AHE. And I'm pretty sure the AHE will be selected based on seniority and the evaluation. So that's
Right.
it.
Right,
So
sir.
next,
And
huh?
next question is whether it is allowed from home.
No. The
No.
answer is no. It's not allowed from home. They were initially exploring if it can be done from home, but now they have taken the IP address of the school. So school
Correct.
may have a static IP address which was asked for. So there are two type of IP addresses. One is a static IP address, other is a dynamic IP address. And dynamic IP address keeps changing, but again it changes between a few IP addresses. So even if it's dynamic, the board has asked for all the IP addresses that the school gets, and it will be only be possible for the evaluator to log in when he or she is within the premises of the school and using the LAN or the Wi-Fi connection of the school itself. So home connection where the IP address is different, it will not work. But you will be able to log in. Right now, I was able to log into one of the dummy links that we have received from the board, one of my teacher's ID. I was checking because I'm now today in Maharashtra, it's a Shivaji Jayanti holiday. I'm at my home right now. So I was just trying to check that can I log in from my home, and I was able to. In fact, I'll tell you what happened. Yesterday, I logged in from my school, and then I just closed the laptop without shutting it down. Today, I brought the laptop and I was checking this PPT that it's ready or not. I opened it and I just thought of checking whether that link that I logged in yesterday is still active or it's logging me out. So my school IP address is different. It's a different connection. My home IP address is different. But then I am able to clearly log in over here as well. So that's one thing. You are able to log in, but papers will not be able to be evaluated. Or if they stop it during that time, that we have to see. Maybe the dummy link is opening, maybe the real link will not open. But they have said it will not be allowed.
Yeah,
So
connected
now,
to that, there is another question whether they can use their own system, like laptop and
yes, they can use their own system. You can use your own laptops, desktop
but
or
in their
tablets.
school.
Yes, you can use because the IP address is not dependent on the device that you use. So your uh, IP address, network IP address, remaining the same, whatever devices you are using, you can use those. So even the schools which have shared that they have 25 computers in the computer lab, if they need more teachers, if they, let's say, 5 subjects are given to them, I don't think it will be given to them. Now what board is doing is they are giving less number of subjects to the nodal centers. Maybe it will be only one subject that comes or 2 subjects. They will use more nodal centers now because the computers are there everywhere. And you can use the school's laptops or desktop of the lab, as well as if the teacher has something they can use on their own as well.
And one more question, Mr. Datta, like, it's a requirement from CBSE. It's written like, the availability of webcams. That
No,
means there will be a face recognition.
no, sir. There will be no webcam required. In fact, that was an initial plan. So Sanyam sir very clearly told in the webinar that day that webcam will not be required right now. So it's not required. So it
Okay,
can be a desktop only
thank
without
you.
webcam. The only
So can you
requirement right
take,
now in terms of system is,
yeah,
yeah,
all right. Can I take one question from Ms. Khadi, who has been raising her hand?
yeah,
Ms.
sure.
Khadi, you can
Yeah.
speak.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. What about the language barrier? In the practice session, I got papers from a different language. And when I wrote back, and the model answer was in English. And when I wrote back to them, also, the helpline didn't work. But when I wrote back to them, I got no response. When I rejected the paper, also, I still kept receiving answers in different languages.
No, no,
So,
that's
how do we resolve that?
no, no. This doesn't need any resolution as of now. What they're doing is they're uploading randomly any set for you to just view and check. So they have very clearly told now that irrespective of, in fact, there was a circular yesterday only, if I'm not wrong, either yesterday or day before yesterday, where it was written very clearly. Now, if you're getting an answer script in Hindi or any other language, do not worry. Even if it's a different subject. So I have seen, let's say, my economics teacher getting the business studies question paper also, and one English teacher has got a question of paper of maths and English both. So this is not to be taken care right now. It's only given to you to check the tools, whether you're able to work with the tools or not. So forget about the question paper as of now. Just explore the tools, and when it will be uploaded in real time, it will be the right question paper.
Yeah, this is this is just to practice the or get familiar with the processes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. You may continue, Mr. Datta.
Right. So now what we do is very quickly we'll see. Just give me a moment. I'll close out the stage box. Yeah. So yeah. So main assessment tab will look something like this. And if you see over here on the left hand panel, question numbers with like the sub question or the subset also is there. So question number 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, 2, 1, 2. So these are stepwise written over here, like number of question and the sub question, what is there. And answer book script being evaluated, current script, total script. So here, if you see the bottom part, which in the red box, answer book count 1 out of 20. So 20 has been given, 1 out of 20 is being evaluated. So the teacher can very clearly check that how much time the teacher has for the day, and the target for the day is, let's say if it's 20, how many more he or she needs to complete. That is a constant reminder while correcting. Now the page number, total page of the question paper is answer sheet is 34, and she is on the third page. So as she moves ahead, the page number will change 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And elapsed time is how much time she has spent on each of these pages or questions, so that she can keep a track of that. And at the same time, this can be monitored to understand, did the teacher really read it or just blindly putting ticks and marks over there. Next. Subject-wise report is another tab. Before I go to other, this annotations, just a few more tabs I would like to share. Subject-wise report is there. Just after profile, you see serial number, subject code, subject name, completed how many, rejected how many, UFM how many. So this will be a snapshot of the entire thing. Next is day-wise report. So as I said, you cannot miss a day and expect that it will not be noticed. So every day that you're logging in, it's the login stamp is there, and you are able to see on the screen itself that how many did you complete on day 1 and day 2 and so on. So these are the dates. So let's say it starts from the first day is at the bottom, 21, 21, 32. So if you see between 21 to 30, the teacher has not logged in. So obviously during the demo when this was being planned and it was checked repeatedly, these type of stamps might have been left by the one that Sanyam Bharadwaj sir used to check his data. So these are the dates you see after 21st. They didn't log in from 21st to 30. Then again after 30, they've logged in on 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 7th, 12th, and then finally they took the session. So all these time stamps are there. After that, evaluator script report. So evaluator script report contains subject ID, the script ID, the subject code, the script ID, evaluated date and time. Uh, Now here in the webinar, Sanyam sir was a little confused about whether this is for the entire, all the question papers together or only one answers paper. So this is only one answer paper, because if you see the script ID is given over here, the script ID is different over here, and 1125, 1138, 1140. So for one script ID, time taken is 3 hours, 37 minutes and 2 seconds. Now why this has happened? Mainly because they were checking, they were testing. So they might have taken 3 hours to test the entire thing. So this type of time stamp has come up, which normally won't be the case, and it will be much lesser. And then value of the evaluation status is completed or not completed. If there's an evaluator comment, it will be over here. And if you want to view the comment, you can click on this dialog box over here, and it will open up. Maximum marks, marks allotted, percentage. Again, don't go by the figure. 67 out of 80 is not 67%. And weighted average, again, you don't need to worry about this as well as of now. So whenever you're doing the correction, the right scores will appear over here. So if it's 67 out of 80, whatever is the real percentage, it will show. If you want to see the script, answer script, you can click over here, view script. If this editing button is enabled, you can edit the answer script also. And this is where you can come back in case you want to edit the answer script after it has been submitted. So after the submission, is there a place for pulling it up again and evaluating it or reevaluating by the evaluator, not by the AHE or HE? This is the place. So evaluator script report, if the edit script option is enabled, the evaluator can edit his own corrections. And then the edit history will also be available over here for others to see. So anyone can check if the evaluator pulled up the script again and evaluated or not. So this is something very interesting, that if the evaluator is evaluating and pulling up again to re-evaluate it, that also will be seen as a data. And now you can download the entire thing on Excel file. So when you download, all this data will be available to on Excel. And what is the use of Excel? With Excel, you can use it in different MIS reporting. You can make different bar charts or pie charts depending on what you want. And the data can be copied and pasted as well if required. Evaluator wise marks report. So this is, let's say, the evaluator, the subject code, the marks, and then how many papers he has evaluated. Evaluated 26 papers. Now in 26 papers, how many have got 0 to 29? 6. 30 to 39, 1. 40 to 49, 4. 50 to 59, 4. And 60% and above, 11. So here it's again very clearly the evaluator can check his or her pattern of marking and how the children have done so far under his evaluation. Now this is a AHE review report, which is again present in the evaluator's login. This is not a AHE login, it's an evaluator login. And here what happens, the subject code, the script ID, the main evaluator number, evaluation date and time, and main evaluation marks is given over here. And under that, if you see there's a PDF button, if you click, it will open up that script. And if there's a comment, the comment can be seen over here. And AHE evaluation, so the teacher evaluated it on 21/1 and the assistant head examiner opened that up on 13/2 at 10:27 and reevaluated it. And the script ID is 2722 and the AHE marks given is 76.5. So main evaluator marks was 76.5 and his mark is also 76.5. But in case there is a mismatch, the AHE can make his score as the final score.
I think there were a few questions like, division of marks, which is actually it is available. Like if you want to give 2.5 marks, it is available there. That was clearly shown by Dr. Sanyam. And also these glitches, every school, most of the schools are facing. Maybe within 1 or 2 days, it will be clear, we believe. The page is not loading, some, kind of OTP is not, they are not receiving the OTP. All these are glitches actually, because it is in the practicing mode and they maybe server steps working well. Yes, steps are working, but it depends. It depends upon the, the strength of the internet also. That is the reason some schools face, glitches and all. But these all questions are, raised to the CBSE. They will do the needful, but at the same time, schools can, make sure that they have strong bandwidth. That is very important. Network issue is there everywhere. So he may take a few minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. Till then, we can, you can ask your queries. I will be able to, I will try to clear them as much as I can. So a few questions are there in the chat box, like there is a S1, S2, etc. with mark breakup and all. Um, uh, Ms. Khyadi, can you speak up what it is actually, or is it a continuation of the question? If you raise your hands, I can unmute you. The selection of HE and AHE, all Dr. Datta has clearly explained. Yes, Ms. Khyadi, you can ask. We will reserve this question when he comes, but still you can ask. You can unmute me.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you for unmuting me. I was actually answering somebody's question in the chat where they said step marking is not happening. So when you mark it on the OSM, it is showing S1, S2 with the individual step breakup. And at the end of the entire question, one needs to use the calculation steps. You click again at the end of the question, you will see a bluish, purplish kind of number coming in, which is showing you the total of all the steps, which you can again see in the main question in the left-hand side box. Only after that are you able to submit the paper. So somebody who was a bit worried about that, I just thought I could help them by answering it because we've practiced it. And otherwise, I think most of the things are working except the technical glitch. In spite of having good connectivity, good Wi-Fi, we are facing a lot of login issues.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
for clearing the, query. Well, so I understand that the glitch is happening with, most of the schools. So CBSE will be definitely taking care of, since this is the practicing mode. The only intention is to familiarize with the steps. So let us try our best. Meanwhile, within 1 or 2 days, it will be getting clear. And the another question is whether it is going to be confidential. Of course, it is going to be confidential. Marking everything. It is up to the the team, the HE and AHE and the evaluators. They have to keep them confidential only. So before starting the evaluation and all, they will be meeting. By the HE will be summoning. I mean, convening the meeting with all the evaluators, and will give you the modalities how to go about marking and keeping all the things confidential, all these matters. So yes, Shashikala Nair, you can ask.
So one thing that we faced today was in our school we were practicing. Meanwhile, I got a paper and I was evaluating. I found that the particular child has written or questions and the split of marks cannot be given, and it was not coming also in our computer. It was very difficult for us to trace. So many glitches like that. If it happens, how to deal that is a big thing. Child has written 32A, 32B, like that he has written, but then C is unattempted. 32C is unattempted, and 32D, when we were sitting and marking it, the D we were not able to. That is was our question, and children are randomly, as their previous practice, they are keeping on writing like that. But then that is causing a trouble for evaluator because the marks is not. So in such cases, what to do? That was the thing today we faced
Madam,
when we were trying out in the school.
okay, madam, these things are actually we can call them real glitches. This we cannot help now there, because this we are not into actual what do you call evaluation. So when the actual evaluation starts, you will have all the help with the you can contact the HE, the AHE. They will be helping you with all the concerns and all, and they will be communicating immediately with the RO or the coordinators they appoint. So all the system will be functioning when the actual evaluation starts. These are the glitches in the experimental mode that we are facing. Don't worry about it. definitely once the system is ready, only CBSE will be assigning the task to the schools and the evaluators.
And one more thing, sir, we faced is that when we after doing the whole paper, when we were saving it, and we were about to submit, no, it was just showing clock handle, and it was keeping on rotating, and 1 hour, 2 hour again when we came after lunch and saw same thing kept on. I did not know why it was coming like that.
Yes, madam. Actually, these are actually the problems, CBSE wants to know which are the problems, happening. So they are observing what is happening around, and they'll be taking care of. Once the system is completely ready, only they are going to assign things. And like there are questions like, yes, some are helping. Kyadi madam is helping Miss Mallika Sen. They are also helping in the chat box to your questions. Whether there are remark column for your comments and all, definitely use comment tab. Yeah, all the pages should be annotated. Yes. So there are, yeah, people are helping one another. Thank you so much. Our, resourceful resource persons are there, Mallika Sen madam and Kyadi ma'am. They are very much, into it, and it seems they have practiced. So thank you so much, Miss Mallika and Miss Kyadi, for your help. Participants, I will try to get your questions when we conduct marks for a few errors which are part of the answer. How do we show it on the paper? So that is the answer Ms. Kyadi has given. You can use the comment box. Unattempted answers should be written as not, NA, not applicable. Okay, hope Mr. Datta, Dr. Datta will soon come to, resume the session. Still, he's not fixed. Keep going with your questions. We'll try to, answer. How many papers we have to correct per day? It will be informed by the HE. So they will decide depending upon the number of, answer scripts. Yes, Dr. Datta is back. We can resume. Dr. Datta, over to you. Please,
Yeah, is
please
it okay
try.
now?
I have no co-host. Yes, yes. You're stuck, I think.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes. Now audible, but video is stuck. Okay, fine.
Video
Go
is
ahead,
stuck.
please. It's fine. It's
Moving?
fine now. Moving.
Okay, so we have been able to. It's an alternate network. I think network has crashed.
Okay,
So I'm using
all right.
it may be a little slow. So is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. You can continue. You can put it in the slide mode. It's not in the, okay, it has
Let me
come.
just go there and still not there. Is it?
Yeah, fine, fine, fine.
So this is the AHE detail about, and then support number, Spencer or the evaluators are expected to contact in case of an issue. And then when it comes to the main assessment, here and left panel, marks are awarded. You stop sharing it once and reshare. Right. So as you see on the left-hand panel, uh, there are boxes with question numbers, and select the question number to provide marks using mark annotation. So when you go to a particular question number, on the left-hand side of the screen, that is the right place to put a tick mark, marks for the question. So when you put a right click, so what you need to do is click on this M button, the M tab that you see over here that I'm pointing the mouse at. The moment you click on that, becomes activated, annotation becomes activated. If it's a step, it will give the first step marks. Let's say for this example, 9B, step 1, 1 mark over there. So these are the steps, 0, 0. So based on that, you can select for step 1, what is the mark, what is the marks given, and so on. Now go for the next thing. Now, in this question, if you see, and all the 6 steps are done. So when you mark like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you see 6 steps are there on the screen, and you're putting stepwise marks over here, let's say 2 ones and then rest of them are 0. And finally, when you give your total, and this total is 3. So when you give 3 over here after totaling everything, you see this 6 out of 6 is shown over here, that all the 6 steps you have marked. And when the totaling is done, the totaling is not done. By chance you skip the totaling, till the time you do the totaling, it will be seen as yellow. So this 6 out of 6 will be yellow. Moment the totaling is done over here, which is again by a right click, it will be shown as green. So green means you can go to the next one. So for stepwise marks, once you select a step, possible marks can be chosen and you can award the marks. And depending on number of steps, for example, if you see on the left-hand channel side, 9B has 6 steps, question number 1 has 1 step, and so on. This is the first page, page 0. So often what happens, this page, if you are seeing, you have to put the I mark. There's an I sign over there, which I'll show you again. That you put over here, because if any page is left without any annotation, that page will not allow you to submit finally. So final submission will be delayed if there's a annotation missing in that page. So even if it's a blank page or the cover page, annotation has to be put. Now over here, as I said, that 4 out of 4 step completed, it will become green. Till that time, it will be yellow. And this is also how the addition is done. And the question will be sub steps. So it allows one very important thing, and it is a very important factor for the students also, that they should not omit steps. If they omit steps, they are going to lose marks. So here, let me just tell you, which I felt very important. These days, the competitive exam preparation of JEE and all this coaching culture that have come up, omit steps and to get answers quickly. Here, it will be helpful if they are solving any sum trying to follow the joint entrance criteria, and marking is given stepwise, otherwise they will. Over here, the questions not attempted or not answered will be marked as unanswered. So if you click this, if you select a question number, you select NA, it will be showing on the screen, are you sure you want to mark it as not attempted? And if you do OK, it will be leaving that mark, the child has not attempted it. Next is again, click on NA again to remove the NA from the question. In case you say that no, this NA somewhere, like the child has not answered it, but answered somewhere else, maybe in the same section. Here, if you see that the child has actually attempted and you want to remove the NA mark, you need to go back to the question, click on that, click NA again to remove the NA. Next is these answer scripts. So these page numbers, these are page numbers. So 32 pages script, whatever it shows that you have corrected and put annotations on those pages. If it is not corrected, no annotation is there, that means it's not corrected, you need to correct it. Or annotation is put, these red things will become green. Very quickly see the marks annotation and other annotations. What are these meaning? So M stands for marks, tick for the tick mark that the teacher does, cross for the wrong. This line is a cross annotation to cancel a script or underline something that can be used. And just for your information, this line cannot be deleted. The tick that you put, the cross that you put may be deleted, but this one will be difficult for you to delete. Then the annotation used on this page. So when you click on this notepad tab, it opens an annotation page, which allows you to put certain comments. You can put the comment. An indication that you have viewed the page. So click on the I sign to tell that the page has been viewed. So in case you have not put a tick or a wrong mark or any marks over there, you put the I sign, that also acts as an annotation, and it will not allow the answer script to be marked as red at the bottom. Then there is a blank page. Then there's a delete, where you can use the delete to delete the marks that you have awarded, or the anything that you have already put over there. Any other annotation can be used, can be deleted using the delete icon. And if it's a comment for the entire script, can be used. So there are two types of comment. One is a notepad, which is for individual questions, and one is the entire comment, which is for for the entire sheet. Then there is a QP button which shows the question paper, so you can digitally check the question paper while correcting. There will be repeat answer. In case the child has repeated any answer, you can use this icon, which is telling repeat answer. There's a question paper with a wrong mark on it, which shows wrong question. That means the child has written an answer, but the question, so you can put over there wrong question number, and answer written doesn't belong to the question. Then which is a solution which may be MS in the final version. So Sanyam sir said that day that it, but right now it's SOL. EUFM is for unfair means, reject is for rejecting the question, save button is for saving, submit is for submitting, and exit is for exiting. So submit also will be allowed only when you check all the answers. This is how the question paper marking scheme will look like. When you click on the SOL, it will open up as a pop-up over here. You can scroll down, see, cross it off, and then go to the score. This is again, if you see, stepwise correction of marks. Now you will wonder, what is this? 7A 6 by 6, 7B 6 by 6. One is in, the other is in blue. Why? So the one that is in red and one that is in blue is normally selected by the system. There are two options of that question. So you can either attempt 7A or 7B. Now, when you attempt either of these, what will happen? If say 7A, the child, and 7B, the child scores 5. So 7B will be automatically be selected. and 7A will be ignored. So whichever marks is higher, in case the child has attempted both the questions of an option, the higher marks will automatically be selected and the lower marks will be shown in red. Next, different annotation very quickly. These are all crosses. The I, which signs or shows that we have seen that paper. The cross line annotation to cancel of the pages if need be, if the child has left a blank page, or to even underline something, you can put it. Then over here, if you see, look at this bottom page, 0, 1. So page number 1 was showing as a red page when nothing was done on this. The moment I put the I button on this or the I icon on this, this changes into green. That means what? That these pages, also the cover page, put an I symbol or I annotation on that, and the red page can become from red to green. So this type of annotation like the I and the blank page will be very handy. Once the notes is submitted, the icon is displayed on the page. So only the notepad will be seen. If you want to see what is written in that notepad, you have to turn the M icon off. So M icon, the moment you click, it glows. You click it again, it becomes faded. So when it's faded, you click on the notepad, it can see you the show you the note that you have written. So for example, the script note over here will be appearing when you click on the notepad and see what comments have been written earlier. Blank page, again, nothing much to say. If there's a blank page, you put this icon over there and it takes care of the thing. Let me just very quickly see the chat box. Yeah, blue is total of steps. Now, I just wanted to ask one more thing in between, like, just put it in the chat box. Is my voice coming across clearly? Because at times I'm seeing unstable internet connection. If it's a yes, please put a yes in the chat box.
It's clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So now we'll go to the next slide. Now this is a repeat answer. So repeat answer, moment you click on that repeat answer tab, which is here, the yellow one that you see at the bottom. If you click on the repeat answer, you can put a repeat answer and the totaling will not accept it. So when you are totaling it, repeat answer means there's another answer somewhere else, and this is a repeat answer which we will not consider. What else? As I told you earlier, wrong question number. So the question number answer is right. The question number has been somehow erroneously put wrong. So the examiner can put this over there. What next? So all these are there. Stepwise marks you can see. Take cross mix. It will look like this. But what I advise is when you do it, take it to the boundaries, around the margin of the thing. So that wherever you're putting the click, right click, the mouse is where the icon will come exactly there. So make sure if you're putting stepwise marks, you have clicked on the first step. Make sure you take the mouse a little at the little lower. If you do not take the mouse a little lower and right click, marks will come and overlap with what we have done earlier. So very clearly the mouse has to be controlled in a proper way so that, see, I have put 2 ticks and 2 crosses. So this I have to lower the mouse a little bit to have those things done. And if you see over here, this is the save icon and you have to periodically save it. It's not like control save. We have got into the habit of control S and the things get saved. It is not going to work over here. So when I was working with the dummy sheet, I was repeatedly going into the mode of pressing the backspace key and the control S, which we have a habit of doing. So this is to be strongly avoided. Nothing will work on the keyboard, only the mouse will work. So the delete and the backspace and saving will not happen from the keyboard at all. Next is select, delete or trash to remove annotation. So see if there's an overlap of these things. You can select delete, click on this, it comes with a black border. When it comes with a black border, then you click delete again, it will be deleted. So if by chance you have put an icon or annotation somewhere, you click on the delete button, click on that icon, click on delete button again, it will be deleted. Now this is reject script. So for reject script, if you click on that for some reason, which is on the right hand side, if you remember, this side, reject script marked with red, there are reasons that are given over here. For example, answer book of different subject, medium of answer book is different. So it's just like Khyati ma'am asked a while ago, that if I get an answer book of a different medium, what do I do with that? So all that you need to do is click on this, reject, and medium of answer book is different. you can just mark that and it will be taken care of. So it goes into reject, you get the next script. Next is unfair means. If you click on UFM, again you will see that points are there which you need to choose. Writing of roll number. So children who are watching this video or will be watching this video, please make sure you do not anywhere on the answer script where your name, your roll number is given. If you do it, your paper will be going straight away into UFM case, and you may not be, the marks of that subject may be withheld and your result may be withheld as well. So keep that in mind, that do not write anything, no God sign, religious symbol, cross, whatever sometimes you put up, don't do it. And seeking sympathy or other distinguishing marks. For example, some people, if you do not give me a pass marks, I will run away from my home and things like that. Children write at times, so it will be going under UFM. So keep that in mind. And children, please do not write all these pleading comments to the evaluators, trying to bribe them. Sometimes they put 500 rupee note inside. Now it will not even reach the evaluator. The scanning department will take it. So make sure that you do not do anything foolish like that, putting in currency notes or writing something on it. Writing in a color other than blue or black. So this is, again, we have to tell the children very clearly, don't use any other color except blue or black. But as per my suggestion, I would advise go for proper deep blue pen. It will be always be helpful if you put a deep blue pen, because it will be more visible. For example, if you see, no, right now, let's say Salam sir is sitting with the background behind him and the program name is written. See, the blue one is more visible behind him than the black one. So blue color digitally will be more visible when the teacher is correcting. So make sure that if you write in blue, it will be good and helpful. So this is all UFM case.
Dr. Datta, 1 minute. I am leaving
Yeah.
for iftar. Miss Sarida Wari will take over as host.
Yeah, sure.
Please proceed. Please proceed.
Right. So again, UFM remark has to be put over here, and whatever this comment of UFM you can put over there and submit. Next is, what are the other icons? If you have seen over here, this icon is there. This. So when you click on this two arrows icon, it will lead you to this page where you have this plus, minus, 100%, zoom, rotate. So you can zoom in. If the script is very small, you can zoom in. You can even rotate it. See, the rotation has been done. So in case the scanning has not been done for a particular page in a proper way, you have an option of rotating that as well. So if marks is not provided for any question, if you try to submit the script, there will be an alert. What is the alert? Marks cannot be blank. So you need to submit the marks for the question number that is given over there. So it will even tell you the question number which you did not evaluate, and you have to evaluate it and then submit. After that, when you complete all the things, see all the pages at the bottom till 32 are green, everything has been marked, then it asks submit. So once you click on submit, then it asks you, please check and confirm. So before you confirm, you can go back and change marks and resubmit. Once submitted, you cannot change the marks. So as I said, once you're submitting it, it will not allow you to change the marks. Even in the script report that I showed you initially, only if edit option is available, you may do it, but you can take, if it is not available, you will not be able to do it. So better not to take a risk. So whatever you do at this stage, pause, and then when you confirm, it goes for submission and you have to get the new page that comes up. Next, after the script is submitted successfully, next script will be loaded. So are you sure you want the next script? The moment you say yes, a clock sign like this comes up and a new script comes up on your page. And that means you have to start the correction of the second paper and new time starts. So all the data that you have at the bottom, like the answer booklet number and everything changes, and you have a fresh set to start with. Similarly, if you want to exit, you can stop evaluation and go to evaluation dashboard and click exit option. So when you click exit option, it will take you to the main dashboard page where all on the left side, all those tabs were there, main marks and everything. And then when you log out, you can actually log out of this, but till that time you can exit and go back to the other tabs if you want to, using the exit button. And again, when you come to main marks, it will allow you to correct the paper. So when you go to main assessment, it will come allow you to correct the paper. If you want to exit from here, you can access these tabs as well. So this is main assessment page and evaluator status. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between the previous thing that I showed you, previous screenshots and this screenshot? Let me see if anyone can answer. Just look at this very clearly and say what is the difference. What is the difference? Anyone? Flags are green. Okay. Something very important you are missing. Look at the user ID. Look at the user ID. Whose ID is it? The person is same, Sanyam Bharadwaj. But user ID over here is A. That means AHE's ID. Very good. So when you have AHE's ID and you see over here, you have all the evaluators under that AHE and you can see which evaluator is active. So when the AHE is supervising using his ID, he will be able to see the evaluator status. Why this is important? Evaluator may be sitting in another school. And when you do this, you can see if the evaluator has logged in and he is working or not. So if he is not active, you can give a call. Please log in from your school. So that will be the point where the evaluator will be checked by the AHE. Even if they are in a different school, this green flag will show he or she is logged in or not. Next. Here again, a subject-wise report. So it gives a snapshot report of the whole subject. And again, it's a e-evaluation ID. That means it's evaluator's ID again, not the AHE. So it shows you the subject, completed, rejected, and UFM. And at the same time, the day-wise report of the evaluator is also shown over here of the individual evaluator. Next, when you come to this evaluator script report, you can see a lot of things. Script evaluated with date. You can see the remarks of different questions that the evaluator might have put up. And like you yourself, if you are the evaluator, you can see your comments also on these particular answer scripts. View the evaluate script along with the annotation. So when you go view script, it will show you what corrections you have done. And in case of edit button is enabled, then you can edit it. Otherwise, no. AHE review report. So when AHE reviews, you can again see the subject code is there, script ID, main evaluator number, the marks given, comments, and AHE what they have done. We have already discussed this, if you remember, that the AHE marks will override the evaluator's marks. Evaluator was marks report. So this can be seen, evaluator, total marks, and what percentage of marks has been given to the students in terms of percentage in total. 60% above, four children got, 50 to 59, 3 children got, and so on. AHE or AHE detail is given over here. The detail of the AHE in case they don't save the phone number. Normally they do it, but again, if they need for a ready reference, they can go there and check the phone number of the AHE. And this will also be helpful for the board officials in case they want to conduct the AHE. They can also use the phone number. So this is the home page which I told you earlier with the general instructions will be there. And if you see the user ID is A, that means AHE account creation or profile creation is the same way that is done for evaluators. Subject-wise report again is same of the AHE, just like evaluators of subject-wise report. Day-wise report again of the AHE will be almost same. AHE marks report. So evaluator-wise marks report they get. So they get a complete picture of which evaluator has given how many marks and what are the ranges, 60% above 18. So if there's an evaluator who has really given very low marks compared to others, here the AHE can go and check why this evaluator number 77, while marks above 60 is 18 for most, why is it 9 or why is it 0? So these figures, if they create any doubt, the AHE can go and check. Evaluator details with the phone number, email ID is there. That is also for the reference of the AHE. And this is the login of the head examiner. So user ID starts with H and he can see under him how many AHEs are there and the AHEs are logged in or not. So just like the AHEs were able to see the evaluators are logged in or not, head examiner can see if the AHEs are logged in or not. And they can start evaluating any of the answer scripts evaluated by the AHE also. And this is how they start evaluating. They can select the set number and the language and go for the next. Evaluator details are available for the head examiner. So head examiner also gets all the details of the evaluators. Assign AHE. So for each evaluator, the AHE has a drop down and he can click on this drop down arrow and assign an evaluator to, let's say the first evaluator is given AHE1, the second one is given AHE2, the third one is given AHE3, and so on. So they can give it, assign it as per the wish of the head examiner or the AHEs. They discuss and they assign. And similarly, assign evaluators to AHE. So the evaluators also can be assigned to different AHEs. So both way, evaluators can be assigned to AHE and AHE can be assigned to the evaluator. And this is AHE script report. So head examiner will be able to see all the details of the evaluator, what the AHE has done, and then he can evaluate himself or herself. And evaluator's profile again over here, they can go and check. Now there is something called rejection. All the rejections that are done. So these rejections come to the AHE as a rejection report. This will not be visible to the AHE or to the evaluators. This will be visible to the head examiners, and based on that, what is the rejection report they do, and they can do either of the two things. They can either ask to rescan if the scanning is not proper, or they can ask to release in case they feel that something entirely different has to be done. Rescanning will not solve the problems. So a release report they can put, which can again release the answer sheet. So either rescan or release. So release means it will go back to the evaluator, and rescan means it will go back to the scanning center for rescanning. So what type of comments? It says annotation not found, page number 1.2. Nothing could be done on page 1, and second page I have corrected. So all these comments are there, and then rescan or release report will be done. So if you see, this is a rescan report, how it is done: rejected, dead, comments reject, and valuation type is the main valuation. And all these details are there in the rescan report. Similarly, over here, if you see the marks and step-wise, so step marks are green and the total marks is in blue. So this is how it is done. And if you see, till the time the totaling was not done, it is in yellow. The moment the totaling is done, it becomes green. Now, final thing, if you want to log out, you click on this evaluator dropdown and log out. It's always advisable to log out before you leave the system, especially if you're using a school computer, which others use. It's always advisable that you log out and change the password that has been assigned to you. So what are the support and training for the teachers that are being promised? So system familiarization, which is happening right now. Teachers have been given the user ID password to familiarize themselves. Training programs will be conducted by CBSE. Issue resolution, a dedicated call center will be given. After that, instructional videos will be released, in bits and pieces, and a detailed instruction manual has already been released, and you can refer to that as well. Special notes for children. Now, if you are, interested, you can show this part to your children specially, because it's not only the teachers who need to be something very important. What? First, and legibly with accurate set number. Scanning may not be technical people. They will see set number is 2. If it's a wrong set number also, they will scan it and upload in the set 2. It will come to the evaluator as set 2, and evaluator will soon find out that all answers are wrong. So that will unnecessarily create a problem, though it can be detected, because a child cannot, maybe the evaluator, if he or she is sensible, will understand that a wrong set has come to her. But then prevention is better than cure. So please ensure that the set number is written carefully by the children. Only use blue or black ballpoint pen. In that also, I recommend personally royal blue pen or deep blue pen, which will be very, very visible. Don't use a pen which is, a very faint line it makes. There are some ballpoint pens or gel pens. Gel pens are not to be used at all, but some ballpoint pen with a very fine tip. Don't use fine tip. Use something that is, very smooth, and it creates a bolder line, so that the evaluator can read it very clearly. After that, follow proper question numbering. It's very important. The evaluator is not getting a physical copy. Very easy for the evaluator to get lost. If you write a wrong question number, everyone, it's the first time for them. And if they're not able to do it properly, you will not get marks for that, question. So please ensure that you write section wise, and also the marks that is given, you get it properly without any sort of glitch. So the glitch can only be created when you write improper question numbers. You put a wrong question number, you write half of the question somewhere, half of the answer somewhere, half somewhere else. All these are big no these days. In earlier days, it was like that. A part of the question is written, you thought that, half paragraph, I'll finish up the answer. You kept that much space, went to the next question. So when you started writing afterwards, you saw that half paragraph space that you left is not enough. So you finish over there and then you write continued on page number 3 or something like that. Please, please, please do not do all this jugglery. It will be a big problem. Keep enough space and calculate the space well, how much you will require to come back and fill it up, in case you are attempting that question a little later on. And section wise, it's of course very clearly told, maintain the section wise answering. Avoid using unfair means. So don't put any symbol or signs on your question paper or answer paper rather. It will be straight a UFM. Strike off rough work clearly. Don't confuse the evaluator. If you unnecessarily put rough work here and there, the evaluator will try to find out what you have written and waste time, and it will irritate the evaluator. And when the evaluator is evaluating and you're irritating the evaluator, you cannot expect good marks from the evaluator as well. Though CBSE has a very transparent way of marking, but then whether I'm going to give 1 or 0.5 will depend on a lot of things. So if the marking scheme says that you're giving the marks for that, and if the work is somewhere else done in an improper way, I can definitely reduce the mark as an evaluator. So please don't take the risk. Rough work, preferably make a right side column, write over there rough work and do the rough work, or whatever. If you want to write for your own remembrance or memory or whatever you're doing, clearly separate it from the main answer script by writing a rough work. Highlight and underlining is very helpful because that will help the evaluator to understand which is the answer, final answer. And please follow the word limit. 9, use dark blue ballpoint pens. As I said, avoid writing near margins of the code area. Yes, very important. Don't go too near the margins. When the scanning is done, the scanner will leave a margin. If you do not write in the margins, it will give you a better chance that your entire sheet will be evaluated. You go too near the margin, your part will be cut off in scanning and it goes for a toss. So please keep that in mind. Do not write anything close to the margin, including the question numbers. If need be, the side, this margin is there. If you want, you can make another side margin and write the question numbers or answer numbers if you want to be on the safer side. So that is it. Avoid writing the margin or a barcode area. So there's a barcode area. Please don't write anything on that because the entire thing will be scanned on the barcode. If you fiddle with that, it will be a difficult thing for the scanning people. Double check the ID, set ID of your question paper matches the one with your answer sheet. This is already told to the children. They're already doing it, but be double sure. Now it is even more required. Don't leave blank pages with question number written or half answer written somewhere else. So don't leave blank pages. Strike off the page and write that something like PTO or something like that. Please turn over blank page and something like that. So this is the end of the presentation. I hope you have got a clear picture of what it is. In case you have questions now, you can ask me. Whoever is the moderator can unmute you, or you can put it in the chat box.
Thank you, Dr. Swarup Datta, for that immensely detailed session. I'm sure our educators have gone back much more knowledgeable about the entire system. This is new for so many of us. So there are a few questions on the chat box. May I ask them?
Yeah, sure. Please.
Read them out for you. So the first question by Mr. Neeraj Prabhakar, if there will be 4 or 5 steps question and a student is doing in 3 steps, then how can we award the marks stepwise?
Yeah, I showed that too. If you remember earlier in my presentation, one of the sheets, it showed that alternate answer means the child has not followed the conventional 4-step or 5-step method and he has done something else. In that case, you can choose the alternate answer, click on that and assign the numbers for the steps accordingly.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next one is one by Ms. Shikha.
And the right
on
click
saving
button is the key for that.
Yes, sir. On saving the checked answer sheets, it's kept on buffering for about 20 minutes. We went back and came back with all the checked data, and then we realized that it has been wiped out. The checked data was wiped out. How to deal with it?
This is only a initial glitch. Right now, if you saw that, no, yesterday it was initially the ones who logged in around 8:30 initially able to log in. After that, they were not able to log in at all. The OTP was not coming. And after a while, all these different types of errors
So,
kept coming in because this is still
so
in
I
its
believe
testing
when the
phase.
process
Don't
starts
worry.
in earnest, it will be sorted.
It will
Yeah.
not be the
So what
problem.
about
Yes.
diagrams, sir? Should they be made it with pencil or pen? Diagrams.
Sorry.
Diagrams, sir. Diagram. What?
The diagrams can be drawn in pencil, provided it's properly visible. The only thing that we need to understand is the visibility. So there are different types of pencil numbers. So the ones who are buying pencils from the stores can go and tell, like 2B, HB, all these numbers are there. So choose a pencil which is not faint. So a deeper pencil to be used. That's the only recommendation I have.
So one more thing, does the webcam need to be on at all
No,
times?
webcam is not required only.
Okay. It is said that evaluators will sit in their own schools and evaluate the papers, but our exam coordinator told us that our school has been chosen only for math and biology.
Right.
If I'm a commerce teacher, does it mean that I have to go to other schools to evaluate?
For the first and the last day. So the entire SOP will come very soon. But right now, whatever we can understand is the first meeting is important. On that day, the AHEs will be assigned, the teams will be assigned, the marking scheme will be discussed. So on that day, they have to go to the center. And after that, they can probably do it from their own schools. And final day, again, they may come and wrap up the process. So this
Right.
is the highest possibility right now.
Right, sir. Is it mandatory to strike off the rough work in math?
Strike off.
The
Why?
rough, the
No,
mandatory.
please don't. I would recommend rough work is not to be struck off. Rough work should have a proper outline like margin, and the rough work has to be done over there, or preferably at the back of the page, writing clearly over there, rough work. So only thing that they need to understand is wherever you're doing a rough work, please label it that this is rough work.
Noted, sir. Uh, uh, it is said that, one minute, sir. I'm just looking at some more. So a teacher wanted more clarification about the view icon.
View icon is nothing but that you have seen the page. That's it. Sometimes we are not putting
Okay.
anything on that. For example, the first page where nothing is there, if you just leave it like that, it will not allow you to submit the entire answer script. So on that page, you have to put the view icon that you have seen. Or second thing is the child has written answer on two different scripts. So it started from, let's say, script A. Half of the answer is in script A and half the answer is in script B. It's a continuation. So script A you put over there seen, and script B you go and put the marks over there.
Okay.
So the page B, not script A and B page, let's say
So one
one
more
and two.
query. When we deduct marks for a few errors, which are part of the answer, how do we show it on the paper? Otherwise, manually, we usually underline and circle them. In this case, how do we go about it?
We do not deduct or show deductions over here. Whatever you're choosing, that mark stays. So it's not like a negative marking you can give over here. So negative marking is if it's a 1 mark question you want to give 0.5, the 0.5 option is available. You choose 0.5. That means you have already deducted 0.5.
Okay. If a student has done two parts question as on one, say sheet 2 and the other part at the end of the paper, how do we get the total marks?
Please don't do it. I'm telling this repeatedly again. Advise children not to do some things like that. Start the answer in page number 2 and then leave a space, and the child thought that it will be done in that space, could not do it. Go back to the end and again do it. Avoid doing it. But in case it is done, please write clearly that this is again the end of the or the last part of the answer is on page so and so.
Because it's
But I'm
bound to
not advising
happen.
it.
It's bound to
Yeah.
happen. Somewhere or the other, it's bound to happen.
Right. So in that case, they have to write clearly in both the places. Just like we have in newspaper,
Yeah.
continued on page 7, and in page 7, continued from page 3. So this is something that we can do
But the
and
remarks have
properly,
to be added. The remarks have.
and the answer number has to be given properly.
Yes.
But again, please advise children to consciously avoid this step.
Okay. Do we need to download the Excel sheet necessarily or not?
As of now, there's no requirement, but then the Excel sheet may be downloaded because whatever you're doing it is on a server, right? And
Yeah.
someone said right now, once you relog in, you found everything is gone. So the Excel sheet, once you download, the data stays with you. That's one advantage. Otherwise, you do not have a data with you, right? You have
Yeah,
everything on server.
absolutely. Sir, one teacher has raised the issue, but we need the webcam for face recognition. Please clear the concept of webcam once again.
Not
That's
required. Sarnyam sir has told very clearly, initially they might have planned face recognition and all these things, and I'm pretty sure that might have complicated the things with, let's say, around 20 lakh children appearing from class for class 12th. So imagine the amount of pressure on the server. Now, if there's a facial recognition app also included in that, it will unnecessarily complicate the things.
yes.
So I think they have done away with it, and it may come up in the future.
So there is a couple of remarks that if we keep a student-oriented webinar right now, it will be beneficial for the students. I mean, they are requesting for a few, but now in the middle of the exam, having a webinar for them, I don't know how practical it is, but we can discuss this, I
So I
feel.
think, I told a
Parents,
few things for the children. They can take a clip of
absolutely.
this. The part that I told, entire video also don't send to students. They don't have time to watch it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So what I recommend is only that part which I told for children, slides. Ask your computer teacher to cut that part of the video, share it with the children. They can watch it easily.
Yes. Sir, if an evaluator gives a wrong answer, wrong for right answer, how will it be corrected?
Wrong for right answer, the AHE will correct it. In case the evaluator himself identifies, he can go to the delete icon, remove the wrong and put a tick.
Okay. So many evaluators have not received the user ID. How will they practice? I believe they will receive it in the next a day or so.
Yes, and in case they do not receive it, go to the CBSE main contact website and IT department. Please send a mail to them because these are not released by the regional office. So don't call the regional office for this. Talk to the or send a mail to the IT department straight away.
Yes, sir. Do we have to save for each question after evaluation of
Save.
save for every question or at the end? That's one question that has been raised.
See, more frequent the saving, the better, I would say. Every question, if you save, it will not, data will not get lost. Otherwise, correcting, all of a sudden there's a power
Yes,
failure. Your UPS didn't work. The machine shuts down. Your data is lost. So let's say if you're doing it for half an hour, that half an hour is gone. So it's always better. For example, when I'm typing on Word also, I keep pressing Control S. So here, keep pressing S, this save tab, it will help you. So that has to be practiced.
Khyati ma'am, I'll get back to you. Just give me 1 minute. Khyati ma'am, I'll get back to you. I'm just reading out the questions from the chat box. Is it important to put the correct or the wrong symbols, or can we just give the mark?
Yes. Annotation is very important. Annotation shows that you are checking. It's just like, a teacher, if he or she is checking, cannot just put the marks. Ideally, it is a cross or a tick or cross is there. But again, it's a choice of the evaluator, but it's recommended. Even if not for every step you're putting a tick, you can put a tick for the entire answer or partial answer. So that shows that you have evaluated. And when you are reading anyway, you do something with the mouse as well. You are reading and not doing anything with the mouse, and by chance you leave that page, it will be shown as not annotated.
Absolutely. Ms. Reshmi has asked, should children write only the option number or the full answer? I believe we always train them to write the entire option and not only A, B, C, D or whatever it is, right, sir?
Right,
Yes.
absolutely. Entire answer number.
If
7A, 7B, like that.
yes, if students use two different colored pens in an exam, how do we evaluate them?
Nothing much to do. It's advisable not to do it. Now, if the evaluator is very strict, they may put it on UFM, but that is advisable not to do. It's not a UFM. It may happen, but then the children have to be advised that please carry the pen of the same color.
Yes.
So half of it is in blue and half of it is in green, black. It makes a problem because it can be an indication also. So
Yes,
someone
yes.
may identify that as an unfair mean, just like writing with pencil is an unfair means. So preferably buy pens of the same company and use the same color.
So one query is, if there are more corrections made by the AHE, will it indicate careless work done by the evaluator?
In a way, yes. If an evaluator is being corrected at multiple places, that means the evaluator probably didn't do his or her work properly.
And in this case, what steps can we take as an HE or an AHE?
So the AHE can just talk to the evaluator. No, these are the things that I'm finding. It's not matching with the way we discuss the marking scheme. You are deviating the marking scheme, and please make sure that you do not deviate. So it's only about nothing much is being done. It's only about the answer is given full mark or partial mark. So in case the evaluator is finding, no, the AH is finding that the partial mark is only being awarded where a full mark can be given, it can be a simple conversation.
Okay.
Instead of taking any step on him or her, a simple notification can help.
Yes. Kathy ma'am, if you could raise your hand now, I could unmute you. If we have any more questions, educators, please put them on the chat box. In the meanwhile, I would allow Kathy ma'am. Kathy ma'am, you may please unmute. Are you able to do so, ma'am?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sarita ma'am, and good evening, Dr. Datta. I have multiple questions. Each time you speak, a lot of questions come in my mind, sir. First thing is, I was doing a sample of a history paper and I realized the student has not attempted the locate and label part of the map, but has written answers in the answer sheet. So are these to be evaluated? Because if it's locate and label on a map, what happens?
So, here this call will not be taken by me, or no, it will be the head examiner's call. So the head examiner will ensure, but ideally, if you see, we try to award marks to the children instead of finding out what is not there on a script. The motive of the evaluator should always be to understand if the child knows it and has written it somewhere. So if it's locate and put on the map, definitely if it is done that way, full marks should be given. If it is done the other way around, it depends on the evaluator whether you want to assign full marks or you want to deduct a part of the marks. It's the call of the evaluator.
Because in a map, normally the board would say, Delhi, the capital of India, or the capital of India, Delhi, would normally be given in the clue. So if you're copying that again on the answer script, what is the point of awarding a mark to it?
Oh, so you mean they want to locate Delhi. So if it's written Delhi only on the answer script but not on the map, no,
Exactly.
that doesn't make sense because we have to check the location on the map. It's not about
Yeah.
writing the name of the place. So then it can be it will be struck off.
Yeah, so I have been viewing similar kind of papers, of course, language barrier, as I mentioned earlier, too. And yes, there are many, besides login and loading, saving also. I tried saving one answer script, sir, yesterday. And it took around 20-25 minutes. It showed me successfully saved. Then the system went under maintenance. And
Yes,
then
yes.
when we logged in again, the answer script had disappeared and it showed me zero evaluated today.
Right, right. This is only the initial glitch, ma'am, because they were uploading the scanned papers randomly. That is why it has happened, but it will not happen in the main thing. So this is the reason they are asking, go for all the trials right now. Whatever you want to do, keep doing it
Yeah.
so that they can identify the mistakes and they can rectify it at the back end.
But at the same time, the Excel sheet was also blank. So if you tried
Yeah, because they
visiting the Excel
removed
sheet, there
everything.
was nothing.
When the system went for a maintenance, that means they removed whatever they have uploaded and re-uploaded it. So they cleared it out. It's like a reset button, you would say. So they have reset the
Okay.
entire thing, then they used it again. So the data become blank.
Okay. So the entire data, even if we had worked, but when I had rejected an answer script, that was still showing after maintenance, and the evaluated one was zero.
Yeah, this is just as I said, a normal glitch. It's not going to be there on the main time, no, during the main exam.
All
It's
right.
only the initial uploading problems.
Okay. And are the grade 12 HEs already appointed, or any idea on that? Or are they
HEs
still
have been
going to?
appointed for my center. 12th HEs, the appointment was already done long back, and now the
Okay.
letter with the evaluators list has come for my center.
All right. That's what I wanted to know, because if it's going to be a proportional evaluation to the number of students the school sponsors, some may not even get enough for the whole day to work on.
But again, I have seen that from certain school more evaluators are there, and in my school also some very senior teachers who are evaluators every year. Uh, they have not received the user ID password, and their name has been missed as well. And in one case, I have a teacher who is a head examiner in a particular subject, and he has not received his login ID and password also. So we are just sending mails to the IT cell mail ID.
Okay, and what about teachers who've got grade 10 and 12 evaluation both?
I asked about that also. So if they find that it is difficult and is going to be, overlapping the duties, so a Google form will be shared by uh, regional office to all the head examiners and the CNS. There they
Okay.
can make the changes and they can remove the person who has got double duty.
All right, because our grade 10 teams have not come. The HEs are appointed in grade 10 as well, but the teams for certain subjects haven't been sent by the RO.
Yeah, in my school there is a case where the two subjects have been assigned to the same person, one for class 10th, and she takes another subject for class 12th. So
Hmm.
in one she has become the head examiner, the other one she has become an evaluator. So she was requesting me to waive off her duty. So I asked about that, and this is what we need to do. Fill up the Google form and reply to them that and send a regional office letter to the RO mentioning the reason of changing the evaluator.
And one more question, sir. In many schools, we notice that PF4 is also simultaneously going on with the board exam. So there will be evaluators who have school papers to evaluate with the board papers. What happens in such cases when the school may relieve them, but they may be forced or mandated to be doing a board evaluation and then doing the school evaluation?
So it is very clearly mandated by the board that those 8 to 9 days, the teacher is
Hmm.
not supposed to do anything else. So 20 papers per day they are supposed to correct off board and do nothing
Hmm.
else. So, but the problem is in private schools, no, you and me, we understand that in case
Hmm.
the teacher refuses it, it is no, some schools do not accept that refusal, takes it easily. So,
Hmm.
it's better that we sensitize the heads. So, what we can do from our side, like for example, I'm taking this webinar. What
Hmm.
I'm telling right now can be shown to that principal also that please release your teacher for the evaluation work because if it comes to the notice of CBSE in some way that you have deviated from CBSE's instruction or Mr. Sanam Bharadwaj's instruction, steps can be taken on the school and it will not be a right thing to happen. Just relieve her for 8 days and after that you can plan your publishing of the report card for the rest of the school a little later. Nothing much is going to change or you can use someone else, but please relieve the teacher for the duration. That is from,
Hmm.
let's say, morning, whatever time she starts, till the 20 pages are over.
Like in our case, at least in our side of the state, sir, there are teachers who have got two grade 12 subjects, one grade 10 subject. May clash, may not clash, depending on when the papers ultimately come. And then there are school papers also piling up.
Yeah, so school papers for the time being, if the evaluation is actually going on, as I said, has to be kept aside. Or if the
Hmm.
teacher is, very proactive and very, industrious, what we can do is the teacher can do it. We cannot, as a school, ask the teacher to do it, of course. But if she prefers to correct
Hmm.
it in some other time after the evaluation duration is over, she goes back home and corrects it, the school answer scripts, that can be thought of.
Okay.
But again, this statement should not be taken as a, sort of a directive. I in no way advise school principals to tell ki sham ko bhi kaam karo. That's not advisable. After the day's work, if you pressurize the teacher to that extent, errors will happen in the correction. And if that happens and it's found out that you overloaded the teacher, again, a bad thing will come to the school, a bad remark. So better be safe.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. It was truly a pleasure hearing you and meeting you online one more time. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, Kathy ma'am. Thank you very much for that. Sir, there are just a couple more questions.
Sure.
Spelling mistakes and grammatical errors, how do we point out those?
You don't need to point out. You can just keep it in your mind. So it's not like an abbreviation of SP or GR is required over here. You read it and then assign the marks. If you want to cut a zero point 0.5 for spelling, you can cut it. But then, I think, in these days, it's my, again, personal opinion. Opinions may vary. What I feel in these days, when it is an internet uh, time, spellings do not matter because even if you type a wrong spelling these days, spell check corrects it. So gone are the days when the spelling has to be accurate and the people had to write it handwritten applications that used to go to the head office or something like that. It's not there. Any spelling mistake can be corrected. So I feel children should not be penalized for making spelling mistake, but it's my personal opinion. If you as an evaluator want to deduct marks, that is always there in your hand.
It's a little
Instead of one, you
difficult
can
to
put a 0.5.
digest, sir. As an English teacher, it's a little difficult to digest at present.
No, of course, for English teachers, I won't, because I'm a science teacher, I
Yeah.
said that way. But again, English teachers can definitely
Yes,
deduct marks
we
if the spelling is wrong.
definitely.
And again, if the terminology is entirely wrong for social studies, which sounds similar, but it's something, for example, the spelling of guillotine is something different, or Nazi is written something in a SI or something like that, that the teacher has to think about what to do.
Yes, sir. So is there a daily limit on the number of papers that can be submitted?
Nothing as of now because 20 is the minimum number that is advisable. So
Okay.
if a teacher wants, he or she can correct more. and by clicking on the assign. If the number of papers are assigned to the teacher, then the teacher can correct it, because you are seeing in the beginning only how many have been assigned to you.
Correct.
If it is, if more are assigned, you can do it. If less are assigned, you have to end it till and wait for the next day again to be assigned to you.
What if there is an error in the board question? I believe it will be sorted out at the HE level, sir. If there is
Board
if there
question.
is an
The
error.
error in the board question means it will be definitely be seen. So what happens is this digital marking system will have one more advantage. If we find that if it's a wrong answer uh, by 95% or 90% of the children, let's say, so definitely there's a problem with the question. So board will take a call during the moderation time whether to award for that question where 95% or 90% of the entire country's children didn't answer, and probably it's a wrong question. They will give the full marks to the children in such cases.
Yes.
And I just want to add, I missed out something very important. I forgot to tell that in the webinar, which I think I should mention. Now, one more thing, people have been asking, AI, is AI being used to correct the papers? The answer is right now it's NI, that is natural intelligence, but later on AI may come in. And let me tell you, whatever we are doing right now, all the corrections and everything, that will act in future if CBSE decides AI oriented correction, because right now software has been developed which can scan the digital question paper as an AI input and give marks for subjective answers as well. That software I've personally seen, and probably CBC may use it in the days to come. And whatever we are doing today, the way we are marking the amount of marks that we are giving the children, that will be the machine learning for those AI. So be very particular about giving the marks to the children, because you never know whatever you are doing today may be the data for the AI tomorrow. So that's
Absolutely.
one thing that I felt like telling.
Absolutely. Dear teachers, I believe I have read out all the questions that have been put up on the chat box. If I've missed any, you may please raise your hand. Will be, sir, I hope you have the time to answer. And
Yeah, I have a holiday today. I have other answer.
will it
No
be
problem.
possible, sir, for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, sure. I can. No problem.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We have Miss Subhashini who has raised her hand. So may I unmute her?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Miss Subhashini, you may speak. You're
Hello, ma'am.
unmuted.
Good evening, ma'am. We
Good
are from
evening.
Pune. I have some doubts regarding this OSM. First and foremost, sir has explained regarding the stepwise evaluation. But when we are doing the mock evaluation, we are not getting the steps. We are getting only step one. And if you click the drop down list, we are not getting.
No. I'll tell you what. This mock evaluation, when you're doing, the question number that you have and the step that you see at the side will not match. Because the software is one thing and the question paper or answer script that has been uploaded is a different thing. Now, all these papers that are uploaded, you are seeing that these are physically evaluated papers. Tick marks are there and all these answers are given. So if 17 in the left panel you find there is a 17A1, 17A2 or 17B, it's not the same case with the answer script. The answer script may be of a different subject altogether. Right now, what you need to see is in those boxes that you found where we are putting the marks on the left panel, there is one by one, 1 by 2, 1 by 6, like that it is written. So whatever is by the number, those many steps are there. So those many right clicks have to be done on that particular question to ensure that that question is marked. For example, if I find there is a 1 by 6 on question number 5. Now here the question number 5 may have just a single answer, one word answer, because that's a different answer script. But there I have to right click 5 times or 6 times rather. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, right click, add, put the whole marks, then 6 out of 6 will be there, it will become green and you go to the next question. So the question paper questions and the tabs will not match right now. It will match in the main exam. That time you will see it will work.
Miss Biji, you may unmute.
Okay, one more doubt, sir. Whether the student should write from the first page, that is, we have first page the entire details of the student, and left hand side whether we have to leave or whether we have to continue writing the answers from that sheet onwards,
You can write from
or
that
we
sheet
have to
on.
continue.
It can be done from the same sheet onwards, not a problem. If there's a blank sheet, if you're leaving blank, as I suggested, you cross it off. Otherwise, the evaluator has to put a blank page over there.
And one more
So,
specific question for CS. In CS, we have, if we
sorry, I
are
got cut off.
given in the answer key, sometimes if the student is not writing, just
Subhashini ma'am, you're getting cut. Your audio is not clear. If you could please type your question, it will be helpful for us.
Yes, they are introducing only the modules. And that case,
Subhashini ma'am, your question was cut off. We were not able to listen to the entire question. Please type it out. Thank you. In the meanwhile, Biji ma'am, you may please unmute. Biji ma'am, you may unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, sir. My question is about MCQ. What if the alphabet given is 1 and the answer given is a different one? Like the child has written A, but the answer given written is for C.
I didn't get it. Can you repeat the question again?
My question is about MCQ part,
Right.
the first 12 questions. No? What if they have written an alphabet, like say alphabet A, but instead of writing the answer, the longer answer for A, they have written the answer for C. So it's like mismatched.
So what I understand from your question is, let's say the question is which resembles a desert most, and you write the word. The answer is C, which is arid. Let's say arid. So here the child has written C instead of writing arid. Is that what you mean? If the
Yes.
child has written the right option, then also you can give the marks. But if the option is written B and the answer is again, let's say the child has tried to play clever, she has put B and then written arid. So B हुआ तो correct हो जाएगा, arid हुआ तो वो भी correct हो जाएगा. Here you can take the call and not give marks at all. It depends on the teacher. So ideally, again, the child should select the right option. If it's a C is the answer, they can put C and write the answer of C, or only the answer C arid. That's also fine.
Thanks.
Subhashini ma'am, if you could please wait, I'll take your question in a minute. Shilpi ma'am, you may unmute. Shilpi ma'am, you may unmute.
Namaskar. Am I audible to you?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was doing a mock evaluation today, so there was no option to edit the marks if I have done anything. So I had to exit and redo the complete paper in the mock evaluation. So is there an option wherein we can edit? Suppose I've given half marks, but it was ideally 1. So by mistake I clicked half. So is that an option there to
You need
edit?
to delete it, ma'am. So if you have right click and put over there half, for example, and then you have
Yeah.
added up the entire thing. Now let's say the adding up goes to 5.5 and you want to give a 6 now. You want to add 1.5 again. So the step where you have given 0.5 instead of 1, you come to that step, click on the M, select on that, this delete button and delete that marks over there and right click and again give the fresh marks. So delete
Okay, so
button has to be used for that case.
I tried doing delete, but I didn't do the M part today. So maybe I'll try it again tomorrow.
So M.
Yeah.
So whenever you're trying to delete
Okay.
without selecting M, so whenever you are doing a delete, make sure that the thing that you're trying to delete comes in a black box.
Okay.
If that black box is not there, it will not be deleted.
Okay. So clicking M and then going to the delete. Thank you. Thank you.
Clicking M, click on
We'll
that
give it a
marks.
black.
Click on that marks that you want to delete and then delete
Okay.
it. Right.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, Subhashini ma'am's question I'm reading out. In computer science, while marking for program, if a child has written only the module and file opening statement, but the remaining line is not written as per the answer key, should we award the half marks or no?
It depends on the marking scheme. In the marking scheme, if it is telling that this is for 0.5, you give it accordingly. The teacher has to follow the marking scheme as far as practicable. It's not from your own, imagination you can do it. So if it says the opening program or whatever you're telling, which is in the only module as the file opening statement, if there is a marking scheme that assigns 0.5, you can give, otherwise no.
With that, we come to the end of our questions. Thank you so much, sir, for being so patient with all the questions, and you have patiently guided all of us through the rather new process. I won't say complicated, it's a new process
It's
which
a very
might,
simple process, yeah, true.
yeah, it might take time for a few of us to get used to it, but you have been extremely patient, sir. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. Especially, it was just a couple of days ago that we got this, and then you had to, to work over it. It shows your dedication, passion, sir. Thank you so much on behalf of Extra Mile. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you, dear educators, for joining us. And we are glad that you could participate, and we hope we have been able to clarify your doubts. So thank you once again. Sir, with that, I take your leave on behalf of Extra Mile Education and Training. Thank you very much once again, sir. Looking forward to yet another session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and to Salam sir as well, who
Yes, sir.
coordinated with me for this session, and all the participants for patiently being throughout the session. And though I had an internet glitch in between, for staying connected.